Hi guys, John the firearms instructor, and we're talking pistol grip today. How to hold the gun properly. Man, I see a lot of crazy grips in the range. As people rent here, we have a range time, and I go back there once in a while to check on the range and watch what people are doing. And I see some crazy hand grips. People are holding onto the pistol some crazy ways. And I will tell you that every way that I see people holding the gun, most of the time it's going to kill their accuracy. And we need to get through these grips, make sure you're not doing it, so it'll better support your accuracy next time you're here. I want you to try the proper grip, we'll show in the end, but I want to make sure you're not doing any of these crazy grips. All right, let's pan to the table real quick. All right, guys, this is a Shield Plus. It doesn't matter which gun we're going to grab. They're all going to be the same grip, but we're going to clear this weapon first to make sure it's empty. We are in a closed set. I want you to know that. No one is in front of the gun or anything else like that. But I'm going to pick the weapon up, finger off the trigger. I'm going to drop the magazine, and I'm going to rack the slide. I'll put the gun slide lock itself, and I'm going to finger check it. This is an empty weapon, so now we can start our video. All right, guys, the first grip I see, it all comes from your dominant hand first. And this has to do with not seating the gun in your hand. So I see a lot of people who gap at the tang right here. And you got to make sure that you are all the way up. If you are not up at the tang itself, that gives that gun space to wiggle when it shoots or recoils. And this right here will kill your accuracy to begin with. So, proper grip starts with your dominant hand. Whether you're right hand or left hand, it doesn't matter. You need to make sure when you grab it, you seat it all the way up high on the tang, okay? So the first crazy grip I see regularly comes from your non-dominant hand, and it's called the teacup. And I know you've seen this at the range. If you've been anywhere shooting anywhere long, most people put the gun here and grab down here. Now tell me, how is my left hand going to control this weapon? Every time you shoot, it's going to come out of your hand because you can't control it. You want to make sure that you always have your hand completely on the gun. Does this left hand look completely on the gun? I say no. All right? So there's the first one I see. If you're holding a gun like this, please don't do it. All right? Number two is the crushed thumb method. Now I want you to kind of visualize, I've got the gun up in front of you, and I want you to look between my left hand and the gun itself. You should see the gun still right here. Look at that gap. How can your left hand control the weapon if you're gapping? Now this cross thumb method like this is applying pressure with your left thumb onto your right thumb, trying to make a vise. Now when you do this, I don't know if you can see that, but that weapon is moving to the right because you're driving your thumbs together. Your thumbs are not going to control this weapon. Matter of fact, when you shoot a gun properly, your thumbs are along for the ride. Your thumbs and your index finger are not helping you control this weapon at all. So if you're using your thumbs to control the weapon, it's not the right grip. There is the slam method where you take your one thumb and bring it down, try to fill your hole, and take your other hand and wrap here. Look again, guys. Look. How much gap do we have there? We have gap between my dominant hand and the weapon itself. All right? And then there is the guys who hold the weapon high, maybe get their thumbs right, but hold this thumb way out here. Maybe they got bit by the gun before or something like that, but they're not really. If this hand is not touching the gun again, how is it controlling it? You need to make sure, guys, that you get the proper grip. So let's demonstrate the proper grip. We're going to grab it high on the tang like we talked about. We're going to have this thumb pointed towards the target. You can lift it just a little bit, and what we're building is a puzzle piece. Do you see that? Right there. Here's your puzzle piece. Now, we're going to take this hand here, this part of my hand, and stick the two puzzle pieces together. And then we're going to wrap our four fingers here. Now what I've done there is I've seated that weapon in between my hands and allows me to index my trigger finger and my thumbs towards the target. This is your proper grip, because remember we talked about how much control your 3 fingers do than your 4 fingers do. And it's just math, guys. 3 fingers are going to hold onto the weapon. 4 fingers are going to control the weapon. So I think this is the proper grip. We would love to teach you this. If you're not shooting the weapon properly, you need to come down and see us. You know we are, guys. We're at 918 Southeast 14th Avenue in beautiful Cape Coral, Florida. We're off the Industrial Park off Vizcaya. Until next time, God bless, be safe, and remember, you are your first line of defense. How are you holding a pistol?